All right, here's a live look out at the Virginia Bridge. Notice the kind of misty foreground we have across the air, as well as the roads here, mainly wet now. So it looks like temperatures have continued to warm up, at least ahead of the system, to allow for the freezing drizzle to come to an end near the Iron Range. But out behind it, still looking at some snow falling across the region. Bemidji now switching over to snow. International Falls now almost looking at a completely covered roadway up in that zone. Ely starting to see some mixed precip, as well as up towards Grand Portage and Grand Marais. There's a little bit of terrain enhancement that's allowing for additional precipitation. It looks like a wintry mix in that zone as well. Closer to the Twin Ports, also just seeing plain rain. So ice is becoming less of an issue as you get into the Iron Range and south and east of there. But if you're still along that Minnesota 1 corridor, you'll still be encountering some of that freezing rain, freezing drizzle, maybe some wintry mix, even all the way up towards Grand Marais, Grand Portage. And then snow is starting to work its way in from the north and west, from International Falls, Cass Lake, as well as into the Red Lake area and out towards Bemidji. So we'll continue to see the snow work its way into the region as our low continues to progress eastward here through the next several hours. And you can see the snow band slowly shifting down to the south and east. And I wanted to focus on International Falls because you just see the snow just blossom right north of the border, and that'll continue here as we progress through the rest of the day. As for the rest of the region, again, seeing plain rain for most areas, wintry mix up towards Northern Lake and Cook County, and we'll continue to see that here during the rest of the morning hours, but everyone will start to transition to that wintry mix as cold air continues to be drawn in on the backside. Notice the snow here could be falling moderate to maybe even heavy at times. It looks like the snow is falling pretty heavily up in Canada. That could make its way into International Falls. We'll continue to see the snow work its way from northwest to southeast through the afternoon hours, and everyone will be snow by the evening hours. But it should be on the lighter side here by 6:30 this evening. Now, by the overnight hours, it'll linger into the Bayfield Peninsula with that gravity wave, and then lake effect for the snow belt before things come to an end here heading into Friday morning. But as the system pulls on through, we'll get some colder air, temperatures dropping from the 30s down to the 20s by 4 and teens by 6. So falling fast here after the sun sets. Snow for the system expected to be around 4 to 8 inches for the borderland. So highest as you go for the north, maybe a little bit of a boom scenario up towards the 71 corridor. I think up towards Grand Marais, you'll probably be on the lower end of that, as well as up towards Ely. But we'll watch it here. In the Twin Ports, maybe an inch max here. I don't expect there to be very much from the system. Now, our next Clipper system could bring some bonus snowfall. It's going to be much weaker, but it could bring some lighter snow into the region. So Friday morning, there'll be a break between the two systems. But in the afternoon hours, we'll start to see some snowfall begin to work its way in, maybe moderate at times before it's already on its way out here Friday night into Saturday. So very quick hitting storm for our Friday system, and we'll still have to deal with the mix for today. Heading into the weekend, drying out, windy conditions on Saturday, so wind chill is near 0 throughout lots of the day. But then Sunday, the winds will dive back down, and then we'll see some more sunshine, highs near 10 though, and much colder here for the end of the weekend.